He's like, this is the new C8. And so he has his Corvette there. I have my Corvette there.
First thing he probably did is look in the back. Yep, the motor's back there.
Yeah,
right?
Looked in the back.
Right.
And then I let him sit in it. And I was like, hey, you want to drive it? And he's like, oh my gosh. He's like, I would, but I have to go. I've got to go do this or that and the other. But the community, the fact that it transcended time like that this guy that I'd never met before, that I could have a Corvette and that we would have this conversation, this bond over a car and share that, it just made me feel like that was always the intention with Corvette.
Everybody, welcome to the show. It's exciting for me to have the opportunity to make the content that we're making, the fun that we're having with this Corvette and with you guys and with my guest, who is a customer of mine who has also become a great friend. But he's also been kind of a business associate. We got hooked up on the first C8 that you bought from me, and you work in the film industry. Mm-hmm. And I forget, did you guys edit, produce the film, you and your wife?
So I was the story producer.
Okay.
She was the lead editor.
Okay.
So
what was the movie again?
It was called Never Again, and it was a documentary about the Holocaust and everything that happened then, and how propaganda was used then and then now to control people and to basically choose love over hate, which is what we should be doing. And it was a powerful film. Yeah. And I really appreciated you coming to the premiere.
Oh, it was a great film. My son Ryan and I went.
Yeah, I remember that. And the thing that was awesome is the movie lined up. We talked about it. You let us talk about it on the show, but then also I got my Corvette right around the exact same time. So
yeah, you did. So was it at the premiere?
I drove to the premiere.
All right.
And that was like, I remember that night just like parking the Corvette at Easton and just, stopping, turning around, looking at it. I felt pretty good that night because the movie premiere is happening and the Corvette was there, and it was just this memory for me where I'm like, man, I don't know if, there's many memories I have with the Corvette.
Sure. You guys hear what he said though? He felt, you know how it is, the feeling the Corvette gives you. He felt great that night. He had the pride that it was all the work that he has done, that he does for a living, but the Corvette was there. Yeah. And a part of it. And then the other big thing that you helped me with that is still to this day the most monumental, the most fun video we've ever done on the channel. And you help, because after that, we're talking about the Evel Knievel video. If you missed that, there's a link down below in the description. And after that video, because my goal is to be so open with you guys on the channel, we did that and there was some trickery there. A lot of people still what, really? And I felt so bad afterwards. Yes, I have a YouTube persona, but it intertwines with my retail representation of Corvette. So sometimes you do kind of have to separate, and that was all about fun and entertainment. And you said it best. We used it in that video. Tommy said, he goes, Rick, you got breadcrumbs throughout the video. Yeah. Fun and entertainment. He goes, stop being so hard on yourself. Yeah. It was all fun. Just like the April Fool's joke just the other day.
Which you... man. You nailed it. I gotta say, he said, "Hey, you need to check this video out," and I'm thinking like, okay, so he, we were talking, and I watched it, and I literally went on the whole ride of emotion. So I was like,
and you did what a lot of people did. You didn't even watch the whole video.
Yeah. Tier 1, I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, okay, how can I buy more Corvettes? Because I'm a first-time Corvette owner. C8 was my first experience, and I'm new to the club, if you will. And I fell in love with the brand, and I've got the Corvette hats and the mug and all. It all happened. But I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, like I got to go buy Corvettes. I got to go do all this stuff. And then finally, you go down all the tiers, and then when you delivered the final thing, I was like, oh my gosh, I was laughing out loud. I was on my way to work.
Well, there was people yelling out loud, texting me, saying, I'm yelling, screw you, Rick, screw Chevy, this is ridiculous, I'm having a fit. And I would have paid anything to have that footage of you guys watching that video, blurting out, and I knew it. And again, that's intertwining some of the fun and some of the entertainment with Corvette, understanding the sweet spot. I knew where that soft sweet spot was. Yep. And that was Z06. Oh yeah. The car's not announced yet. We don't have pricing. Everybody's only 1% of the people watch that really got uptight, and some of the people got really nasty. And forget that. I didn't care. We all had fun. Even the people commented on that video that have never commented on my videos, and thank you for that, because people were admitting, they go, hey man, you got me. And and it was great to share in that. We all had a lot of fun, but it was right in the wheelhouse of the mindset of not only the client, but what really scared people, and sometimes even myself, somebody I think made a comment, said, hey, Rick, stop, you're giving Chevy ideas. That whole four-tier scenario was quite plausible.
Yep.
Tier 3 goes right to what Chevy had trained us for, getting ready for C8.
Yeah.
They told us, and I won't use the direct verbiage, but they had said, get ready for a new level of client that has never been to Corvette. It will be a even higher income buyer. So that's why I came up with that tier 3, the top 10% wage earner. And I had people going, one guy texted me, I remember, he goes, I qualify for all this stuff. What do I need? What do I need again to prove that? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? And I texted him back and said, you need to watch the rest of the video.
There you go.
And then he texts back, he goes, you SOB. And he's like, you got me, man.
Can I just say this?
Yes.
Everybody just needs to lighten up a little bit.
Yes.
Because some of this stuff is for fun.
Yeah.
And that's why for me, I was laughing the whole way to work. Sure, it got me. But it's okay. Corvettes are about having fun. If we're taking it too serious, we miss the whole point of the car. So I feel like that's what you do when you recall these things like the Evel Knievel jump and these things. You're about having fun. If we forget the core value of driving a impractical sports car, that obviously one of the most practical ones you can buy, it is still, you go buy a minivan if you want practical. This is about having
fun. It's still a want car, not a need car.
Exactly. So, and in the spirit of that, actually, I made some calls to Hollywood and got in touch with the Academy. And so we have a little something for you.
Oh, okay. I wasn't prepared for this.
I'd like to present you with the You Got Me Award.
I got a You Got Me. Oh, my gosh. Oh, You Got Me Award.
I know you've been nominated. You've been nominated for a lot of times.
All right, that was horrible acting, but... Sorry. But I like that I got a You Got Me.
Well, you got
me. I get it.
You got me. So that's just how it is.
It is fun to do those things, to... even in a fun, silly way, to create the awareness that ordinarily wouldn't be discussed. We definitely got people talking on the April Fools. Even Car Buzz did it, and it was great. I got to thank my buddy Pete, because I was looking at YouTube analytics and really should have aired that video at around 6:30. And he goes, no, you got to do it early before people realize it's April Fool's Day. So he was right. So Car Buzz did an article late in the afternoon about, and again, they picked that soft, sweet spot, Z06, and they went right for the jugular and just said that GM was canceling Z06. We already know it's delayed, and they were canceling it. And I said, here, anybody just scroll down to the bottom of the article, is hashtag April Fools. So, I mean, we knew that it was. So I wasn't the only one taking a shot, at Z06, but it was fun. So everybody that got it, you guys need one of these. Thank you.
You can't take it too seriously. That's the whole thing, right? You always said you're going to inform us and entertain us. So when you entertain us, we have to be willing to go, oh yeah, he got us on that.
Yeah. So, see, and you guys think I'm bad when I get on camera. I love talking with you, and this is going to be probably longer than I anticipated, but in a good way. Tommy's a great guest. Let me ask you this last question about my April Fools, because you are a producer and have had movies in Hollywood.
Yeah.
How was my 4-tier presentation acting?
It was seamless. I thought for sure that this was real information that was being delivered, because you never even batted an eye. You were just right on. And
that part was a one take. That part was a one take. Everything else up leading up to it, I had a tough time doing it. But if I had to do it the night before, never would have happened, because I was laughing so hard I couldn't stand it.
Well, I love when you just broke down at the end and just kept laughing. And you're like, I can't. So that was great. And I think like I said, I love that about you and about the channel. Because there's guys out there trying to inform us, and they're all serious and this and that and the other. And then you got other guys that are just way off the rails trying to do crazy stuff. But you've brought both worlds together, and you appeal to the young audience with that, and you appeal to the guys that want to just get the information. So we have to all be looking at both sides of that spectrum.
And I think that I got a lot of things that help bring that, because I'm a retailer working at a dealership. I have always been a fan of this car, and now proud to be an owner of this car. So I think I can bring different aspects of conversation and information and experiences, such as we're going to talk about with you today, to the channel. So let's get into the meat and potatoes. When you came to me shopping for C8 Corvette, but you were also looking for Ferrari at the time.
I was.
So talk about that for a moment.
I was wearing Ferrari shoes, I think, when I...
Oh, yeah, you were actually.
Right. The goal had always been to get a Ferrari, and I'd had an Aston Martin, and I had a Type R, and I've had a couple other muscle cars and Cadillacs and different things like that. And so I was looking at Porsche for a little while, and I was like, Porsche, it's just not my 100% my thing. So then I was like, Ferrari has the thing that I want, I thought.
Right.
And then enter C8. And the C8 caught my attention. Now I had,
So what caught your attention to C8?
I think I can't even say it was the looks or anything like that. It's the energy.
Okay.
You can feel when a car is different, when there's something about it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even fully know about Zora and the history. I dug into those things as I began to really look into the car, and then I realized that's the thing that I could you can't put your finger on about a car, is when someone has that kind of level of passion and dream and vision.
Yeah.
That Zora's vision was always to take it in that direction. I think that has a special, like a unique place in history.
Right.
And it just really appealed to me. Obviously, it's a great looking car. It's it's got all the lines. It looks like you're flying a freaking jet.
Mm-hmm.
It's mid-engine, which I was excited about.
Sure.
It does all the things you want an exotic car to do with American ingenuity and reliability and cheaper, which is nice.
Sure. It adds to the value story.
Absolutely.
I think if you live in the Columbus area, Easton is a really nice area, restaurants, shopping, and so forth. And you told me, and I guess I never noticed it, but there's always guys driving around in Easton showing off their cars. And what do you call that?
We call it the
victory lap.
Yeah. So guys will go around. Shout out to Will Motivation, all those guys out there.
Yeah, hey, Will, what's up, man?
I mean,
you and I are getting together, man. Yeah, I got a big challenge for you too, dude.
Yes. You guys need to do that crossover.
Well, you told me when you went to Easton, I remember you calling me. You said, Rick, I can't believe it. Because you got an early car, essentially. And you said, people are stopping me, because you only could drive like 10 miles an hour through there, but people are jumping in front of the car, taking pictures and stopping me.
Yep.
Go, I've never had that with any other car that I've had. So you felt the excitement of C8, but you also felt the Corvette culture.
It was beyond anything that I could have ever imagined. Because you don't... this is my take on it. If you're buying a car to get that response, you're probably buying it for the wrong reasons. Because just like I feel the same way about if you're buying a car like that just to flip it, you've missed the point completely.
Which is really going to be the meat and potatoes of today's conversation. So we know that was your first Corvette, the C8. What a way to start at the top of the mountain with Corvette.
I guess so.
How long did you actually have it? What was the duration?
It was almost 2 years. Got it in 2020.
Was it really almost 2 years?
And I sold it at the end of 2021.
Okay.
So and the reason, which you know, and it's it's a personal reason.
We don't have to divulge yet now because I want to talk more about that too. But it was for personal reasons.
It was.
But how many miles did you have on the car?
Over 8,000. I drove it.
Good. All right, good.
I drove my car, and I couldn't help but drive it. So any of you that have owned one or you're owning one right now, you might feel this way. There's some guys I know. We both know. There's the garage.
Right. Call it what you will.
Yeah,
it is what it is. No.
You put a blanket on it and you pet it every night and stuff.
I tell them, hey, they've already got one Corvette museum. I'm not starting one in my driveway. No way, man.
I would every day because I work a lot. You work a lot.
Yeah, my day's ending. Yours is just starting.
Yes.
So I appreciate you taking the time to have the conversation.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, it would literally help me get through my day because I'd be like, hey, I'm working hard, but I'm rewarding myself because I have this car. When you drive a car that you've earned like that, it's a different feeling. And I also have to go there with the whole American built thing where it's like, when you're in America, you made your way in America, you're doing something and you're driving in an American car.
Right.
That also is the pinnacle of performance and holds all of this like status. And then you get the response from people.
Did you drive around to get thumbs up, all that kind of stuff?
Beyond what I ever thought. Yeah. Legit, people jumped out, stopped me, stopped traffic, hand up, and said, I need to know what this is. Can you tell me what this car is? And then I had other guys lean through my window when I'm driving, like just rolling real slow. Guy leans through, he's like, what is this Lamborghini?
Right.
And people are going nuts. I've never seen a response like that. People in my rearview camera, rearview mirror, dancing and yelling and waving, trying to get your attention. I was like, this is ridiculous.
If this car came out, I said this a long time ago, and I think people could appreciate that. If you think about it for a moment, we never knew this was the new Corvette coming. And this car came out and it had a Ferrari emblem on it or a Lambo emblem on it. It's a $300,000 to $350,000 car. End of story.
Easy.
And that goes back to what you said.
Yeah.
I'm driving an exotic car.
Yep.
So in driving the C8 for the tenure that you had it, longer than I thought, which is actually pretty cool, what was your favorite feature about the car?
Man.
I know it's a tough one.
But you really
are. You're a performance driver.
Yeah.
You know, and he'll be modest, but he's actually a good driver. But what was your favorite feature about the car? Because you had a Z51.
Yeah, I went with the Z51. I did the carbon fiber. I did the engine appearance. I did the front lift. I did the Magna Ride, which the Magna Ride impressed me consistently. It's really nice. I mean,
yes.
You don't have to have it, but it feels really, really good. It's a great addition to the car. But I guess my overall favorite experience with the car was the community.
Okay. Wow.
So I had a couple memories that happened where I'd have another Corvette guy come out, older gentleman, and I was at a Waffle House or something like that.
Sure.
He comes out and he's just like, wow, this is he never got to see one. He's like, this is the new C8. And so he has his Corvette there. I have my Corvette there.
First thing he probably did is look in the back. Yep, the motor's back there.
Yeah,
right?
Looked in the back.
Right.
And then I let him sit in it. And I was like, hey, you want to drive it? And he's like, oh my gosh. He's like, I would, but I have to go. I've got to go do this or that and the other. But the community, the fact that it transcended time like that this guy I'd never met before, that I could have a Corvette and that we would have this conversation, this bond over a car and share that, it just made me feel like that was always the intention with Corvette. That was what this is for. It's about building a community of people towards a passion, towards the love of cars, and having fun. And so that was probably my favorite memory, and it happened more than one time. And that's I feel like that's what you do.
Yes.
That's your life. You've spent more than 20 years doing this, right?
Yes, sir.
And so I feel like you get that more than I even do. I got a glimpse into your world of seeing how this car unites people all across the world.
No doubt about it.
Different walks, different backgrounds, different ages. So yeah, that would be my favorite memory. And also launch control is pretty pretty amazing too.
That's freaking awesome!
Well, I hope you're enjoying the upload so far. I told you Tommy is a great guy. But for the sake of time, we're going to continue the conversation and actually get to the point where we talk about flipping a C8 Corvette. We'll do that right here on this channel tomorrow night. I hope you join us. Thanks again for watching today. Subscribe, like, and comment. So the gist of today's conversation has been a number of great things, but getting right to it now, you can see how much Tommy's enjoyed the C8.
Yeah.
But you had to sell it for personal reasons, and it was a short-term personal reason. It wasn't for what you see going on in the marketplace. But I'm going to interject my 2 cents, and I'm so sick and tired of seeing the flipping. Yeah. You see these used car lots out there with 22s on their lot with 50 miles. Where do you think that car came from? Mm-hmm. And I've got so many good people that want to enjoy and experience what you've been talking about, what we share on the channel, and can't.